What up, family? And welcome to the Post of Marketing, where I remind you every episode you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. This is a space where I help quiet builders escape hype culture and build sustainable businesses through clarity, systems, consistency, and purpose without burnout or losing their voice. Now, let me ask you something real. What if one quarterback decision could impact not only wins and losses, but ticket sales, jersey revenue, sponsorship money, national attention, fan trust, and the future identity of an entire franchise? Today, we are talking about a hot sports topic, but through a business and marketing lens. The question is simple. Should the Cleveland Browns continue with Deshaun Watson because of the money already invested or move boldly into the future with Shedeur Sanders if he proves ready? This is bigger than football. This is about sunk costs, brand strategy, leadership ego, timing, and how organizations decide whether to protect the past or build the future. Stick with me after the intro because we are going to break down the smartest move, the risk, the rewards, and what entrepreneurs can learn from it. I will be right back.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the Pulse, where the paper gets cracking. Creativity and strategy make it all happen. You ain't gotta sell, just market with flair. Put your plan on the map and leave them in despair. Smooth as jazz notes, the deals get closed. Ideas flowing like rivers, watch them explode. Through each campaign, we paint with precision. No need for selling, just spark the vision. Creativity reigns, we master the plan. From concept to launch, we make the stand. Strategies tight, rhythm in check. Welcome to the Pulse, where we break the neck.
Happy Marketing Monday, fam. Today's lesson comes from the NFL, but make no mistake, this is really about business leadership because many companies, teams, and entrepreneurs stay stuck for one reason. They keep investing in what already fell because they paid too much to walk away. That is called the sunk cost trap. And Cleveland may be standing in the middle of it right now that we need to discuss because the Browns' real problem is not quarterback. Let us be honest. The Browns do not just have a quarterback problem. They have a decision-making problem. Years ago, they invested heavily in Deshaun Watson, a massive guaranteed contract, brand commitment, and public defense of the move. When organizations spend that much, pride gets attached. And when pride gets attached, Logic often leaves the room because now the conversation becomes we paid too much not to play him. However, smart leaders ask a different question. Who gives us the best chance to win from today forward? That is how real business owners think, not emotionally, but strategically. The real question we should ask is what bad decisions really cost? Let me break it down. Bad leadership decisions do not only cost money, they cost fan trust, locker room belief, free agent interest, brand credibility, future momentum, and media respect. According to the Lotte Sports Business Report, fans' trust and engagement directly impact long-term franchise revenue through ticket sales, sponsorship retention, and merchandise spending. Translation: when fans stop believing, wallets usually follow. That means this is not just a quarterback decision. This is a revenue decision. This is a cultural decision. This is a future decision. And fam, many entrepreneurs do the same thing. They keep bad offers, confusion branding, and draining systems alive. Why? Because they have already spent the money. Allow me to answer something that you may be thinking. Why Shedeur Sanders is more than a player.
What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't failure? What if it's quitting too soon? Every year, people walk away from dreams, businesses, goals, and opportunities, not because they lacked talent, but because they stopped before the breakthrough. I know that feeling personally, the self-doubt, the overthinking, the frustration of starting strong and losing momentum. That's exactly why I wrote my new book, Quit or Shut Up: How to Transform Your Life or Business in 90 Days. This is not just a motivational book, it's a challenge, a blueprint, a wake-up call. Inside this book, I'll help you build discipline, develop consistency, shift your mindset, and stop making emotional decisions that sabotage your future. Because success doesn't come from motivation alone, it comes from execution. This book was written for the entrepreneur, the dreamer, the creator, the person who knows they're capable of more, but keeps getting stuck in cycles of stopping and restarting. And now, it's time to break that cycle. Quit or Shut Up officially releases July 14th, and pre-orders are available now. As a special bonus, early book purchasers will also receive exclusive access. Because this is bigger than a book, this is a movement toward execution, discipline, and transformation. The real question is, are you going to keep quitting emotionally, or will you start executing intentionally? Pre-order your copy today, and let's build together.
Now let us talk about Shedeur Sanders. Whether people love him or doubt him, here is what cannot be denied. He enters the league with something most rookies do not have: built-in brand equity. Besides knowing how to play the game and being good at it, he brings national recognition, strong social following, younger fan appeal, Deion Sanders storyline, media curiosity, and strong confidence and identity. That matters because in modern sports, quarterbacks are not only athletes, they are media properties, merchandise drivers, fan acquisition engines, community symbols, and franchise identity anchors. If Shedeur performs, Cleveland will gain more than just a quarterback. They will gain momentum, and this is why we have to talk about the business upside of starting Shedeur. Let us break this down practically. If Shedeur starts and plays well, Cleveland could benefit through jersey sales. Fans love new hope. Nothing sells like belief. A young quarterback with name recognition could instantly move merchandise. It also brings stadium energy. Excitement fills seats. Hope increases attendance, especially with a future stadium narrative. This matters. Also, national coverage. Every game becomes content. Can Shedeur leave Cleveland? How will he compare to Watson? What does Deion think? And are the Browns finally turning the corner? That media oxygen is valuable. And lastly, younger fan growth. Every franchise must think about future fans, and Shedeur attracts a younger audience that the league wants badly. And now, let us talk about something that the average fans might ignore. Why new energy sells? Every brand needs moments of renewed belief. Apple had Steve Jobs return. Nike had Jordan. Fenty disrupt beauty standards. The Lions revive hope through culture change. Sometimes a new face is not just a person, it is a signal. A signal says we are changing, we are serious, and we are moving forward. And if Shedeur wins the job fairly, that signal will be powerful, especially in Cleveland, because loyal fan bases reward hope more quickly than outsiders do. Now, let us discuss another important aspect, the risk of starting Shedeur too early. And let us keep it balanced because there are risks too. If Cleveland starts him before he is ready, confidence damage. Young quarterbacks can be ruined by poor timing. And what about fan over expectations? Hype can create unrealistic demands along with media pressure because every mistake becomes amplified. And the locker room dynamic, veterans must believe they earned it. That is why I am not saying start him for hype. If he proves ready, let us not let past performance block new opportunities. That is the difference. And now, let us discuss the Watson contract and the St. Course trap. This applies to every entrepreneur listening. Sometimes we keep bad software, wrong partnerships, failing strategies, broken products, and dead business models because we say, I already invested too much and I am dealing with this right now where I have to transition out of something because it is not feasible anymore. And listen carefully. Money already spent should not control future decisions. That money is gone either way. The only real question is what creates the best return from here. That is where many businesses fail, and that may be where Cleveland gets tested. Now, let us talk about the marketing campaign Cleveland could run if Shedeur wins the job. Cleveland should not just announce it, but they should launch a movement. Campaign themes, new era, new energy, new Browns. Build messaging around fresh leadership, youth with discipline, blue collar grit meet, modern swagger, new chapter for loyal fans, and future over regret. That could energize the city, and cities respond emotionally before they respond financially.
What's up, family? Let me ask you something real. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything? Watching videos, saving content, taking notes, but still not getting results? You've got ideas, you've got motivation, you've got potential, but something still feels missing. And deep down, you know you're capable of more. Today, I'm going to show you why that's happening. And more importantly, how to fix it. Because today is not about motivation, today is about structure, execution, and results. Let's call it what it is. Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They're failing because they lack four things: clarity. You don't fully know what to build, whom to serve, or how to position yourself, so you keep starting and restarting. Then comes structure. You've got ideas, but no system. Your business currently looks like this: random content, inconsistent action, and no clear path to money. Then there's execution discipline. You're motivated one day, stuck the next. Without consistency, nothing compounds. And finally, this is the big one. You're building alone. Let's be real. Building alone is hard. No feedback, no accountability, no guidance. So you overthink, delay, and doubt yourself. Information is not your problem. Direction is. Let me take you back for a second. I've been there, trying to figure it out, trying different things, second guessing myself. And what I realized was this: I didn't need more information. I needed a system. That's what changed everything. And that's why I built what I'm about to share with you today. Most people build like this: idea, action, confusion, then quit. But successful builders move differently: identity, clarity, structure, execution, then results. You don't build a business first, you build a builder. That's why people fail every 90 days, not because they lack talent, but because they lack identity, alignment, and systems. So the question becomes, what does it actually take to build the right way? That's where this comes in. This is not just a course, this is a system for transformation. Inside the Total Business Access Boot Camp, you get clarity: what business to build, who to target, how to position yourself. You get structure, step-by-step roadmaps, marketing systems, sales systems, and real execution frameworks. You get execution, weekly action steps, accountability, and real-world implementation. And most importantly, you get community. You're no longer building alone. You're surrounded by people who are building, growing, and holding each other accountable. Inside the bootcamp, we focus on purpose. Why are you building? Product. What are you offering? People. Who are you serving? Process. How do you deliver consistently? Profit. How do you make money and scale? This is where most people get stuck. You'll gain clarity in all 5. Now, let's address what you're probably thinking right now. I don't have enough money. That's exactly why you need structure. Because staying stuck costs more. I don't have enough time. You don't need more time. You need better direction. I'm not ready yet. You don't get ready first. You get started, then grow into it. So here's the move. If you're serious, if you're tired of guessing, and if you're ready to build with clarity, then join the Total Business Access Bootcamp. This is where ideas become structure, structure becomes execution, and execution becomes results. And remember, you do not have to build alone anymore. The life you want, the business you see in your head, and the impact you know you're capable of, it's not far away, but it does require a decision to stop watching and start building. So the real question is, are you going to keep waiting or step into your next opportunity? Let's build your business, your brand, and your future. Join us now and let's get to work together.
Now, how do I apply this building the Now ecosystem? Let me make this personal because while building the Now Academy, the Now University, Quit or Shut Up, and the Postal Marketing, I have made the same leadership decision. Do I keep using the systems I already paid for, or would you prefer I switch to ones that help me scale? Do I keep forcing strategies that used to work, or move toward what fits where I am going? Do I keep polishing the image or strengthen the infrastructure? That is why I always tell choir builders, looking established is expensive. Becoming established is profitable. Some of my smartest moves were not adding, they were removing. Some of my biggest growth came at the simplifying, that is leadership. Now, let us discuss why entrepreneurs can learn from this situation. This sports story is really a business masterclass that we can take notes from. Lesson 1: do not let ego run strategy. Sometimes the hardest thing to admit is we were wrong, but humility saves money. Lesson 2: brand matters. People buy into a belief, whether in sports or business. Identity moves market. Lesson 3: timing matters. Your potential must meet preparation, and do not force launches early. Lesson 4: momentum is valuable. Energy around your business can be monetized if the foundation is real. However, the hidden cost of delayed decisions is that many businesses do not collapse from one wrong move. They collapse from delayed right moves. Waiting too long caused lost momentum, lost customers, team confusion, higher expenses, lower trust, and missed market timing. And Cleveland must act: is waiting protecting us or slowly hurting us? That is a question every entrepreneur should ask this month. And my honest recommendation, because here is my straight answer. If Shedeur clearly proves capable and can, start him. If it is close, lean toward future upside. If he is not ready, do a bridge starter, then transition later. What you should not do, start Watson just because of the contract. That is protecting the past, not building the future. Now, here is your weekly business challenge. This week, I want you to ask yourself, where am I starting Watson and my business? Meaning, what old decision are you keeping alive only because you already paid for it? Could be software, marketing method, brand identity, side hustle model, or wrong customer base. Now ask, what is my Shedeur? What new opportunity is waiting but blocked by fear, pride, or old investment? That reflection can change your business. Let me leave you with this. Strong leaders do not defend yesterday, they build tomorrow. Weak leaders protect mistakes because mistakes are expensive. Wise leaders cut losses early and redirect their energy, whether in football, business, relationships, or personal growth. Sometimes the breakthrough starts the moment you stop funding what fell. The strategy, positioning, decision making, the brand leverage. What we discussed today are exactly what we cover in the Now University. If you are tired of emotional decisions and ready to build smarter, we will help you clarify your next move, build profitable systems, price with confidence, market with purpose, and grow without chaos. The link is in the show notes because you do not have to figure it out alone. And thank you for rocking with me on this special Marketing Monday episode of the Postal Marketing. If this episode gave you value, subscribe, share it with a sports fan or entrepreneur, comment your take, Watson or Shedeur. Leave a review, and remember this. Sometimes the most expensive move is refusing to move on. As I always tell you, you don't have to know how to sell, but you do have to know how to market. This is Coach LJ, and your next opportunity is now. And look out, because next week we are back to our regular Marketing Monday episodes titled Why Loud Brands Fail in 2026. Quiet builders win long term. And you already know what's coming next. Deuces. Peace.
What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't failure? What if it's quitting too soon? Every year, people walk away from dreams, businesses, goals, and opportunities, not because they lacked talent, but because they stopped before the breakthrough. I know that feeling personally, the self-doubt, the overthinking, the frustration of starting strong and losing momentum. That's exactly why I wrote my new book, Quit or Shut Up: How to Transform Your Life or Business in 90 Days. This is not just a motivational book, it's a challenge, a blueprint, a wake-up call. Inside this book, I'll help you build discipline, develop consistency, shift your mindset, and stop making emotional decisions that sabotage your future. Because success doesn't come from motivation alone, it comes from execution. This book was written for the entrepreneur, the dreamer, the creator, the person who knows they're capable of more, but keeps getting stuck in cycles of stopping and restarting. And now, it's time to break that cycle. Quit or Shut Up officially releases July 14th, and pre-orders are available now. As a special bonus, early book purchasers will also receive exclusive access. Because this is bigger than a book, this is a movement toward execution, discipline, and transformation. The real question is, are you going to keep quitting emotionally, or will you start executing intentionally? Pre-order your copy today and let's build together.